intro first once we're live. All right, so let me get to the intro first. Where is it? Where is it? Always forget. I think this is it. Yeah, this is it.
It was the dawn of the dumb age of mankind. 30-plus years after the pilot of the show. The Babylon 5 discussion was a stream given form. Its goal, to prevent another pointless war by creating a place where nerds and idiots can discuss the series peacefully. Its supportive call, home away from home for geeks, nerds, fans, and neats. Fandom and dorks wrapped in 2,500,000 tons of streaming data. All alone in the night. It could be a goofy place, but it's our last best hope for memes. These are the streams of a group of dudes. The year is 2025. The name of the show is Babylon 5.
You know, I just realized something.
Mm-hmm.
In my recording for season 2, I said these are the streams of a bunch of dudes, and not these are the streams of a group of dudes. Is that going to be a problem?
Nah, it can work either way. It's not even an issue. To answer
Okay.
your questions from backstage, yes, Millennium Puzzle would go to Londo, Millennium Eye to Jakar. Hold on, Sheridan would have the scale, right? Wasn't that my suggestion? Or not
Yes.
Sheridan? Sinclair. No, Sheridan would have the rod.
True. And then Ivanova would have the key. Due to certain plot events I can't spoil yet.
Yeah, okay, what other Millennium items are there? There's
necklace. The one that lets us see the future.
The necklace would probably go to Delenn.
And then the ring. Oh, the ring goes to Londo. No.
No, the ring goes to...
The ring makes you evil, remember? Or is possessed by evil.
Okay, so the ring would go to Morden.
Fair. You'll find out who that is next episode.
Indeed, we will. But for now, we are discussing episodes 8 through 12. Those episodes are The Sky Full of Stars, Deathwalker, Believers, Survivors, and By Any Means Necessary.
So, while we begin our discussion...
I should say that CT is running a little late.
Yeah.
I'm sure he'll be along.
Should we wait for... Well, we are live. I guess we'll be starting without him.
Unfortunately, yes.
No.
I don't like starting without him, but like I don't like starting without anybody. Sometimes I cancel these because like two or three people can't make it. I'm like, okay, well then I guess we're not going to do them now.
Well, I'm running on no sleep and I'm here.
True enough.
Also,
CT could be busy at work. He could be having a home situation. So I'm sure he'll be along.
I will say one thing. I believe tomorrow is my payday, and I'm going to use my payday to get the new Doom game.
Oh, hell yeah.
Ooh, very smart. So the first episode we are discussing, gentlemen, is the Sky Full of Stars. Which
Jeffrey
we say...
Sinclair!
Jeffrey Sinclair! This man knows what happened at the Battle of the Line. Oh yeah, what's the name of that actor? But he's the one that portrays Jarek in Jedi Knight Dark Forces 2.
Oh my god, hold on. Jarek.
I knew I was going to get you straight into Christopher Neame?
Yep.
Okay, yeah. Christopher Neame as the the man who's obsessed with finding out what happened to Sinclair at the Battle of the Line, because unlike most, he did not believe the story. He thought that Sinclair sold humanity out to the Minbari, so they decided to use
He
political
must have been.
means.
I don't know if it was ever confirmed, but he must have been Home Guard. Because I feel like only Home Guard would think that he deliberately sold them out.
It makes sense considering Home Guard is completely against alien influences or alien, and that we've already kind of seen some of that pop up both in current episodes and earlier episodes.
Yeah, literal xenophobes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Though unlike his previous work as Jarek, or did this come first before Dark Forces 2? I think it did.
So what time did B5 come out? So like
94,
96?
I believe.
Like mid
Yeah,
90s.
Yeah, and Dark Forces what came out when?
97.
97. Okay, so yeah, most likely got filmed in 96. So yeah, he definitely did this before, and I still don't know if he was like bald or if he was wearing a wig in the episode. So
New headcanon unlocked. Sinclair fucked with it. Sinclair fucked up with his mind so badly that he went blind and became a Miraluka.
I don't know. Maybe we're both still inside. That was a cryptic line too.
Yeah, maybe we're both still inside the simulation. They were doing the whole Matrix thing before the Matrix.
Yeah, the whole
Pretty
episode was
much.
just like mostly cryptic in a way, like especially when like Sinclair wakes up and like he finds out that he's practically alone without even knowing that he's within a simulation. So it's like
That was
seeing
very
nobody, seeing everything all absent and everything. It kind of raises like suspension and like it just kind of gives off like this disturbing vibe that you would get out of like something out of like liminal space photos or videos or just like any kind of that horror.
And then
Well, yeah, it's
the frame drop flashbacks to the Battle of the Line.
well, you have to think about it. Like other than his memories, he was pretty much alone on the station in his mind, except for Christopher Neam's Home Guard character, who was like looking into his mind. He says, "Don't you want to know? Don't you want to know for
Oh
yourself?"
dear.
Yeah, it just adds to the creepy factor.
I've made a grievous mistake.
What's that being?
I was putting away some leftover TREATS's and somebody saw me.
Ah, she's hungry. But yeah, like this one in particular was interesting because by the end of it, oh, hi Mitra,
Sit.
oh,
Good girl.
She kind of looks like my dog a bit.
little bit, yeah.
A little bit.
Ours
You
has
can go
that
back to
wonderful
sleep.
Fire Nation symbol on her head.
You can go back to sleep. You can go back to sleep. Oh, I think I'm getting a phone call. I'm gonna mute.
That's all right. We'll just discuss in the meantime. But yeah, like a lot of like just general dark themes in this, especially since he, again, despite having the hole in his mind, he does remember. He remembers, what Delenn did to them. And again, for anybody watching, these streams are spoilery, so watch the
Yeah,
show
spoiler
before you
alert,
join.
everyone.
Yeah, but yeah, like this, it's genuinely rough because, like he remembers Delenn messing with his head. He remembers being tortured after losing his entire unit. And
Yeah.
if you remember, like after he woke up, he kind of thought he was still in the Minbari cruiser, like he was still a POW.
Yeah, he's having post-traumatic stress disorder at that moment.
Yeah, it's well, I'll use the classic terms, shell shock, battle fatigue, that sort of
Yeah.
like it's like if you were in a dream and then you get stuck in your own memories and you think it is like PTSD where like
Yeah,
they
it's
remember
terrifying.
Yeah, like for where there was like a World War II veteran or a Vietnam vet, they remember being in that sort of rough terrain environment. And again, he's on a station that he doesn't remember being on because he went so deep into his mind to his past memories and unlocked them.
And these sorts of memories are just way too hard to forget, and the fact that you relive them through like this mental state is just
Well,
genuinely
what's
terrifying.
what's interesting about this, and it actually kind of reinforces it. Something my mom told me is that if you have, hang on, I think Annihilus is back. Yeah. If you let's say you remember something, right?
Yeah.
Like let's let you live through an experience. When you remember, the old memory kind of goes away, but a new like synapse pathway gets created in the process.
Mm.
I know
It's
you.
like you remember it all over again, and you remember it differently, but
Yeah.
also the same.
Also, given what we know about Michael O'Hare's unfortunate circumstances,
Oh
this
yeah, his
Yeah.
mental illnesses at the time.
was hard to see. It was hard to say if he was legitimately acting in that or if it was him drawing on that experience.
I
Can't
think it
imagine.
might have been a mix of both. He might have been drawing on his own issues, but at the same time still acting because if you remember when they did it, they would completely cancel shoot
Yeah,
uh, every time he had an episode. Because you,
yeah.
you told me that background guy,
Garibaldi's second in command is his wellness guy.
yeah, Jack, I believe is the character's name is, and yeah, that was
Yes.
his. You told me that was his mental health guy. I'm like, well, it makes so much sense why he disappears after season one.
Hmm.
Yeah. And then Lee Welsh
I won't
becomes
explain how or why. You'll Nick will get there when he gets there, but yeah, it makes so much sense that I'm like, oh, cool. So like
We're getting
to know that he
close.
would to know that he would be there and say, yeah, he can't do it today. So they probably film everybody else's scenes and like wait until he could do a scene. And I also really like how well this episode well maybe I'm thinking of a previous one, but it also kind of shows how his friendships have blossomed, like both with Garibaldi and Dylan. It's still kind of new, somewhat with Ivanova, but it's there.
yeah.
I'm pretty sure Ivanova gets to develop a slightly better friendship. Although I know the episode's coming up where it's the one you both love and hate at the same time
Yep,
for particular
TKO.
reasons. TKO, yeah. I agree with you because of that episode having whiplash, and Nick will see it when he gets there.
Yeah. I
But yeah,
think I know which we were talking about.
what were our thoughts on this episode?
I think it's one of the more vital episodes of the season, and
It definitely is.
not just because it finally answers what happened with Sinclair. Um,
Well, it
it
doesn't fully
also
answer; it just answers a
yeah,
little.
yeah, like we know Delenn was there. He knows Delenn was there. I know who you are.
Yeah,
That begs the question: what did they want with him? What did they do to him? And why did they surrender?
that's true.
Yeah.
Something because they answer what happened to him, that he was taken and tortured and that they erased his memory, but they never explicitly say, what happened at the Battle of the Line, because the way Sinclair frames it, he's like, what was it that he described it as? Maybe the universe blinked, maybe God decided to give us a second chance. Either
This is
way,
this
they could have destroyed us, but they didn't. They
this is
stopped.
something that JMS does really well, as opposed to I'm sorry, Nazo, I know you like the show, but I'm gonna rag on Lost again.
No, I understand. I do agree. He sets up a lot of his mysteries, and compared to J.J. Abrams' mystery boxes, he does actually answer. And again, with Lost,
he doesn't
I'm like,
answer
I don't need every question answered, but like,
he doesn't. Here's the other thing about Jameis. He doesn't answer every question right away. He's like, okay, I'm going to answer these questions and leave it with these, and then I'm going to next season answer those questions, answer a couple of different questions, leave you with a couple more to be addressed either at the end of the season or the next. But by the end of the show, all questions will be answered, and they were.
True enough, yeah.
Yeah, and that's
not accounting
basically
for network fuckery that happened with Crusade and the like.
Yeah, and that's basically what I find so cryptic about this episode is that there are so many questions with very little answers, and that you're just kind of left in the middle, just thinking to yourself like, oh, what's gonna happen next? Who do I trust? What am I supposed to believe at this point?
Yeah, well, I'll tell you this: the stuff that can't get answered properly is because of behind the scenes shenanigans, and the stuff that does get answered properly, I promise you, does get answered properly. Like
Yeah.
there was a question that starts in season 1 that gets wrapped up in season 4, or not season 4, but season 3. And when I saw it, I was literally like, I was like busting excited. I was like, whoa. Like I got goosebumps. Yeah, it was actually, yeah. Let me hit that. Let me hit that moment.
Oh, yes.
But yeah, that was the moment I was like, yes, I'm like, I can't believe, like, that was one of the times where I'm like, this is like a moment in this series that's absolute genius writing.
Long-term storytelling.
Yeah, because he set up this mystery in season 1, and then fulfills it in season 3, and fulfills it in one of the most unexpected, like a good subversion of expectations, unexpected and important way that blew my mind when I first watched it. But and it's the show just gets better. Like I feel like to me, season 4 is like the pinnacle of the show, and you'll pretty much see what I mean when you get there eventually. But
yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
so yeah, we all very much enjoyed And the Sky Full of Stars. Now, the next episode, Deathwalker.
Oh yeah.
This one brings up like some interesting morality questions.
You're waiting for someone else to do it, aren't you?
Do what?
Fine, I'll do it. Deathwalker!
Oh yeah, when the Toth went completely ape on her,
Oh,
and
I
yet
should have screen recorded that one.
I forgot. Yeah, we should have. And
well, at least
I forgot.
We got the best one. Well, at least we got the best one coming up with yoo-hoo.
Oh yeah, yeah. I'll you know what? I'll pop that one in now, just for the fun of it. Where is it? Oh wait, I should pop your other memes in here, Nick. Like for example, this one.
Seen the proposed seating chart for your president's banquet?
Not now, Ambassador.
But the entire non-delegation has been seated next to the V.
And then, of course, the meme you created for
Sit
it.
and Sleep will beat anyone's advertised price. Our year mattress is free.
I love it. I absolutely love that one.
It just came to me.
Andreas Katsoulis is a fucking treasure. May he rest in peace.
Oh yeah.
Like it just came to me, and I just thought I had to do it.
Yeah, like it's what the one thing I will say is like he is when we get to Legend of the Rangers, when that's his last official live action performance, he is like the best part of that entire movie.
To the consummation of many, when you consider, well, okay, Legend of the Rangers, I feel like it's not as bad as people make it out to be, but there's a certain effect that looks really dumb, and I think people just look at that effect that's really dumb and they're like, yeah, this movie's dumb because that one effect is dumb.
I thought the movie was all right despite the dumb effect. I do agree, though. The effect is really dumb.
Punching
I guess
But
it
space
just brings out the
lasers. What the
charm of it, though.
Nick will see it when we get there, when we get to that movie. But yeah, so
I get what he was going. We'll get to it when we get to it. But let me just say, I get what they were going for. But oh my god, they did not have the technology to pull that off.
like I probably would have bought it if she was holding on to like some kind of handlebars while she was punching, like it was like a Gundam or something like that, because that would have
No,
made more sense.
no. You know what have made it ultimately? You know what have made it awesome? It was the Power Glove, baby.
That's true. That would have been a nice reference as well. But except the point is what I mean with this episode. Basically, we find out that like, oh god, what was the name of the race, the alien race? Because they were like universe destroyers.
Yeah, she was
Like
like the
they,
last of her kind.
yeah, because their race was like basically a blight onto the universe. And let me see. I mean, let me look. I gotta look it up now. Babylon,
I am too.
Babylon 5, Deathwalker. Because yeah, it's an inconsequential race, but the way they describe it. Let's see. What is the character? So yeah, the character's name is
Oh,
it
the
Jador?
Dilgars.
Yeah, Dilgar. That's the name of the race. I think it's Jador. Yeah, yeah, the Dilgar, and I guess they had like even Sinclair mentions that his father fought against them. So the war can't be more than like what 20 or 30 years old.
I don't know why, but I got the sense that it wasn't all the Delgar. That she was just that Jador was just an opportunist. Kind of like I'll point her out when we get to it if we ever start Stargate SG-1. But there's a character in the show that appears in a few episodes called Linnea, and she's earned the moniker Destroyer of Worlds.
Hmm.
I think it was well. It could have been yeah, but I think in particular her race because they were straight up wiped out. I'm like I don't see the galaxy the inhabitants of the galaxy doing that like light uh, lightly. Excuse me, but what I mean is like in specifically the Dilgar, they seemed like proud of their like genocidal diseases and whatnot, and even most of the League of Non-Aligned Worlds are like, no, we have to take her out. She's she's a war criminal. We have to put her on trial for everybody she's killed
Yeah,
because she wiped
everybody
out
was like on board.
she wiped out like people after like she didn't kill like entire races, but she came pretty close, wiping out like nearly wiping out races.
Like just genocide after genocide.
It's like she kind of reminds me of what's her face, Natasi Dalla, or not Natasi Dalla, Usane Isard. Nick doesn't know who this is, but Annihilus knows
Yeah.
who I'm talking about. But
Yes,
yeah,
the Krytos virus.
yeah, like she specifically developed plagues for wiping out entire alien
Non-humans.
races. So it makes sense that one would be developed for wiping that she would develop race weapons
The
to wipe out
Collectors did the
races.
same thing on Omega, if you remember.
Yeah, except theirs was like a plague that that specifically targeted aliens because they wanted humans' genetic material.
Right, but Isar did the same thing. She made it
Yeah,
alien only to make it look like humans started the plague.
yeah, it was humans and Vorcha that were immune to the plague, but yeah. Uh,
Fucking
but yeah,
space
in the case of
playback.
this character, the only reason a lot of them were changing their minds, including Jakar, was because she offered uh, a serum for immortality.
The
Yeah.
ultimate anti-aging serum.
Well,
And then-
it wasn't just anti-aging; it was anti-disease, anti-starvation. Like,
And then, like, can I say what happens at the end?
not yet, because I want to say like I want to talk about the cost for it.
Sure.
Because even Sinclair was like, you were a genocidal monster for years. Why are you giving the universe this? And she's like, because this is like a way to ensure my people will live on forever. And she mentions specifically that the only way for it to work is to sacrifice the lives of others for the the potion to work.
She
Yeah,
almost makes it
she
sound like
mentioned it was like
she almost makes it sound like it would have been some kind of necromancy to bring the Dilgar back from extinction.
Well,
trade one
again,
life for the life of another.
it wasn't necromancy, and it wasn't bringing the Dilgar back. It was, she straight up said, you won't just, it's like, you won't be like us, you will become us in that regard.
Because everyone else will want a piece of you.
Yeah, everybody else will want the immortality serum, and they'll sacrifice like this, like primarily like the super rich would get, like the super rich would get a hold of it, and like the
Well,
poor.
to borrow a quote from one of my favorite video game series of all time, why contain it? Let it spill out into the schools and churches. Let the bodies pile up in the streets. In the end, they'll beg us to save them.
Which game is that?
Bob Page, Deus Ex 1.
Yeah, it sounds about right. Evil, immortal mogul trying to hook himself up to a computer.
Yeah. And yeah, if you remember that whole thing, they unleashed the Gray Death and manufactured the vaccine so that only the rich could afford it. Only the people that they wanted to survive it.
I mean, you lose most of your worker caste, but yeah, that is a good way for population control, and it's not too different with what they did with our current situation, if you know what I mean.
Well, at that point, it wasn't the Illuminati's plan; it was Bob Page's plan.
Well, he did have an organization. He called it Majestic 12, from what I recall.
Yes,
And I'm not huge. I'm not huge on the lore of Deus Ex, but yeah.
Well, This just means I have to go back to playing Human Revolution again. Oh man, I want to play through that whole series again. Maybe even actually give Invisible War a shot once I get the Visible upgrade working. Anyway, back to Babylon 5.
Yeah.
Oh yes. But yeah, I will. So I will have Annihilus say.
I love Deus Ex. I want that series to have more games, please.
So Deathwalker is about to give the serum to mankind, to Earth. So we can be immortal, or at least some of us will be immortal, while the rest will be sacrificed, so the others are immortal.
Okay, question: have either of you heard of or played Exploding Kittens?
Exploding
No.
kittens, no.
Okay, all right then. The Vorlons activated their counter trap, Immortality Jammer. They discard one card to destroy the ship containing Jador and her research.
What was it that he? What was it that Kosh said to them?
You're a third-rate duelist with a fourth-rate. Sorry.
No,
You are not ready for immortality.
that right there.
Yeah, he's like, you guys are not ready.
And I'm like, you know what? He's right.
You are a bunch of shits.
Well, what makes it so funny is that because the Vorlons are so powerful, nobody's going to do anything about it.
Nope.
Like,
No.
a bunch of people already hated.
If they
a bunch of-
wanted to, they could honestly conquer the galaxy and no one would be able to stop them.
Oh yeah.
That's how powerful they are.
Yeah.
The point being is nobody really shed a tear over Jador because she was a genocidal monster, but the point being was like,
oh hey, we
Eve-
can wash our hands of the whole thing now. Great.
yeah, like even if they did want to do something, what are they going to do against the Vorlons?
Drift over there and use harsh language.
That's about all they can do.
The Vorlons are over here playing 5D chess while the other races are stuck at 4 dimensions.
But yeah, okay, let's see.
Yeah, there was like
So,
also like a side plot to the episode as well involving
yeah,
Kosh.
I
Oh yeah,
somewhat, yeah.
Talia Winters and Kosh meeting up with this guy with an exposed brain, and he made her relive the worst memory of her entire life going into the mind of a serial killer. Pain and fear, and what was it? And horror for later.
To be fair, I think we all know, or at least Annihilus and I know, what he
We
was
know
planning to do with that.
Yep, and unfortunately, circumstances beyond JMS's control ensured that that wouldn't come to pass. But we can talk about that when we get to it.
I like how he retconned it in season 3 and made it work in a way. I won't
But
say exactly how.
that doesn't excuse the other big what was his name? Jason Isaac,
Jason Isaac.
the guy who ascended to a new plane or whatever.
Oh yeah, he did say, "I'll see you in 1,000 years." So
We'll see if that comes to fruition.
I doubt it.
Well, to be fair,
So what
honestly,
were our thoughts on the episode?
It was fun. Not one of the most memorable of season 1. Honestly, the only reason I remember it is because Deathwalker.
Yeah. You can tell at least Natoth was satisfied by the end of it.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Oh God, do we have to go through Believers?
Yes, unfortunately, and this is
Oh boy.
Fuck. Okay.
an episode that Annihilus hates because it brings up even more controversial questions.
I don't hate it because it's a bad episode. I hate it because Dr. Franklin is an insufferable ass in it.
Well, and this is the one thing that keeps me coming back to the show. Not this episode in particular, but what most of the show tends to do. It
Okay.
never gives you like what most, because even Star Trek gave you like kind of like the 90s for the most part, kind of like the 90s storybook ending, which is and they found a way to
I
defeat the
raised,
problem.
I raised you one Locutus of Borg. That was not solved.
Yeah, the whole debate and switch trope.
Yeah. But you know that like for the most part, a lot of generic '90s shows, like they're even in the '80s, '90s, like they always had like a generic resolution that was always somewhat like some way to happy. Like
You might
somebody learned a lesson, and
you'll
thankfully they didn't lose their child in the end.
You
you'll
know,
be
But this,
I learned a
you'll be
lesson today,
surprised
you
once we
guys.
you'll be surprised once we get to Stargate SG-1 and you'll discover that both it and Atlantis are not afraid to kick your heart in the dick.
I mean, I hope so. But yeah, like there's my point is like because this is like if this had ended stereotypically, this would be a pretty forgettable episode.
Yeah.
I'll give
But
the episode this much. It brought Franklin down a peg.
yeah, well, because Franklin, again, he's a doctor, a man of science. He did have like some sort of religious background, but primarily his sort of thing was like, I believe in saving lives, and
Which
like
is all
that.
right
That
and good. But
If you won't let
I
me perform the surgery, he'll die.
yeah, and it was the difference between his principles and the parents' principles, because again, their whole philosophy
well,
is.
I'm not one to say anything hypocritical about belief in religion, given that you and I are from very different religions, and I would just be I'd be the pot calling the kettle black.
Oh yeah, and like both Christianity and Judaism have like
I'll just settle
specific.
upon calling you a crazy Protestant bastard and have be done with it.
Yeah, I appreciate that. But the point being is like you have to do it, and it was a tough. It wasn't just a tough thing for Franklin. It was a tough thing for Sheridan as well, because like they had appealed to other governments, and the parents were so sure that he was going to side uh, with Franklin, but he specifically told them, he's like, no, it's I need to ensure I don't set a dangerous precedent, because I've already kind of like I already kind of broke it by saving Kosh. If I do it
Right.
again, it's just going to completely undermine the neutrality of Babylon 5. So Sheridan is caught between a rock and a hard place, and
Exactly.
because he ends up talking to the kid, he ends up coming to the parents' side of the argument. He's like, the sad reality is I have to let the kid die because he feels like he's going to lose his soul uh, if Franklin operates on him, or he'll get like
Like,
possessed by demons or something.
like I know how much we say, oh, if it was Star Trek, this would never happen. But I do think if it were Captain Picard, he would do the same thing.
Oh yeah, he would definitely like the parents' right must be observed.
That's a good Patrick Stewart.
Yeah, I've done an impression of him before, but the point being, it's a definite like tough choice for Franklin, tough choice for Sheridan, and Franklin ends up violating the will, and he operates on the kid. He saves the kid's life, but you have to ask the question, because I brought up this possibility: what if the parents are right? Because again, I'm not saying 100% that I know, um, but in this instance, you have to ask the question: what if their race is specifically open to like astral possession? And we know from even later episodes that there are astral beings in B5, souls and spirits and demons and whatnot. Uh, so the question you bring up: what if opening them up makes them vulnerable, and their parents actually didn't see their kid but an actual demon?
I think
And
we can
that's
see. I think we need to make these guys tranquil, Nazo.
Yeah, probably. But that's the question that this episode brings up, like the really rough question, like, is Franklin right because he values saving lives? Are the parents right because their child might lose his soul? It's
Third option,
I,
they're both right and everybody sucks.
yeah, pretty much. But
Life
I
sucks, and
it's
then you
it's it's
die.
it's
Oh
one of the
no!
things that
Oh,
brings me back to the show,
that just
because
reminds
there.
me of a line from General Grievous in the novel that I really wish they kept in the movie. I'll
Mhm.
take option 3. That is the one where I watch you die.
Yeah, no, but what I mean is, in this case in particular, like, there is no easy answer to this question.
Nope.
And that's something I love about Babylon 5, is that it asks the difficult questions, the difficult moral questions, the difficult
What do you want?
philosophical questions. Yeah,
Who are
the
you?
the core questions. That's something we actually forgot to say at the start of the stream. Who are you? What do you want? Do you have any money? Are you drinking coffee right now?
My name is Annihilus, and I want a goddamn good night's sleep.
Hopefully, you'll get one tonight.
Here's hoping.
But the fact of the matter is that this question, if this episode had a storybook ending, we would not even be discussing it all that much. We would just be like, this is forgettable.
Yeah.
Parents, kids, surgery, blah, blah, blah. We don't care. But because it asks the tough questions, and, because Franklin, he ends up hurt by the end of the episode because he found out that one of their traditions is like, if the kid gets possessed by a soul, they have to kill the kid. And that was like, oof, that was rough, man. That
That
was.
was shocking.
At least they don't actually show it.
Well,
Fucking
Well, I mean, it
what's
showed the
interesting.
aftermath, but it was still impactful.
Well,
right.
what's interesting is that you can actually see the parallels of when both of their beliefs are violated Like when the Sean kids, Mama, Dada, I'm fine. They're like, you did it. You actually did it. Get away from it. And then you see Franklin's reactions. My God, you did it. You actually did. I'm like, I saw that little parallel there. They both
Yeah.
saw both of their both of their beliefs violated in the same episode, which I was like, that's rough.
The fuck, bro? That's rough, buddy.
Yeah, and it was a hard pill for Franklin to swallow. Because yeah, you're right. He did kind of have an ego in the episode, and he got it knocked down a peg. Sorry, my brother's in here. Had to step out of the room, head outside, so no one would bug me. But anyway, yeah, like a definite tough question, and that's why the whether you like the episode or you hate the episode, it is memorable.
And again, I will give it that one little bit of credit. I still don't like it.
Yeah, my point is though is that it is memorable for that reason alone.
Shall we move on to the next one?
Yes, we shall move on to Survivors. And
Yes.
what happened in this episode? It's
I'm a survivor.
hold
Oh,
on, I need
right.
to.
Drunk again, Uncle Mike?
Oh yeah, okay. And this is the episode. Oh, CT is finally here.
Yay, CT.
CT, we just discussed 3 episodes already of the 5. We discussed The Sky Full of Stars, Deathwalker, and Believers.
Interesting.
We knew he would be here. Oh, I should show CT the meme because we do have the hold on. We do have the clip available because this clip is from this particular episode.
You've seen the proposed seating chart for your president's banquet?
Not now, Ambassador.
But the entire non-delegation has been seated next to the free.
Free.
I'll follow up with the sit and sleep meme again. Thank Nick for this. It is hilarious.
This will beat anyone's advertised price. Are your mattresses free?
Free.
Do it.
Free. You and I've been back and forth today at work. Free.
Again, like it just came to me and I had to make it.
Mr. Garibaldi, my friend. My very good friend.
My very good friend.
Mr. Garibaldi, my very good friend. And this one did have my favorite quote, which I got to start quoting to Nick. I got to start quoting it to Nick. Although, was it in this episode? Because remember, we were having like streaming issues on my end, so I couldn't watch it. But
You said
the
it was,
line,
Survivor?
the line was, whatever it is, it can't be that bad.
Yeah, your niece basically hunting you down for no other reason than she still blames you for her father's death.
Oh, jeez, yeah.
She has like
Anything that
personal
might have happened,
animosity.
anything that might have happened on the show in the present day was merely an excuse.
Well, again, this is another example of how the show just doesn't give you like storybook endings.
I mean, they're cool. They're cool again at the end of the episode.
Yeah, but they're not entirely cool because even Garibaldi says to his niece, "When your dad died on that tram, like both of us died a little inside."
What was the hardest part of the episode for you?
For me,
yeah.
For me, it would be Garibaldi giving into the drink, and by the time he gets out drunk, he gets encountered, and what was the name of the girl again? It was like
Liana, I think.
Yeah,
Leanna. Yeah,
Liana Kemmer.
yeah, and like Liana like catches him lying on the ground drunk, and she asks him drinking again because
Drunk
like that
again,
was
Uncle
literally
Mike?
what happened like
Yeah.
before, and like it struck a chord because she was like, because it gives us like a crap, now she has every reason to get him arrested or like punish him or
Yeah, well,
any something
for
like
me
that.
it was just as hard because the follow up scene. He's like, I thought I was past this,
Absolutely.
You're never
and
done recovering from an addiction, whether it's alcohol or drugs or gambling or whatever. It's a constant uphill battle for the rest of your life as soon as you realize I have this problem.
yeah, when you wake up to the problem, you're like, even when you gotta stop, the temptation to keep going, excuse me, is always there, like always there. So that makes it even rougher because even when you think you're past it, it can always come back and just hit you in a way you never expected.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But the point is that this the what separates Garibaldi from the recovering addict or alcoholic is that after he had that drink, he didn't go back to drinking.
Indeed.
He
Yeah.
started like focusing on the job. And to be fair, I'm I should say I'm shocked, but I'm actually not shocked that he went back to the drink, considering all the rough times he was being. He had to borrow Centauri ducats from Londo. He had to question anybody he's made an enemy with, and while at the same time evading his own men that he trained, including Lou Welch.
Oh, Lou.
Lou's one of the goats.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
am
it's something
cursed
that
with I'm
okay.
cursed with future knowledge, and I can't help but feel sad every time I look at him now.
When I get those books, yeah, I'll see what you mean.
Yeah,
But
and
He
like
he didn't deserve what happened to him. That's all I'll say.
yeah, like I like
I believe you.
I like how the episode just like uh gives us an insight of like how Garibaldi and like Kemmer, like each of them respectively goes through like a sort of grief, like whether it be Garibaldi's like drinking problem or just Kemmer's like personal animosity towards Garibaldi for what has happened in the past.
Indeed.
Yeah.
Yeah, just like different kinds, like how they go about grieving, and just like it's tough
Well, in
because like
the way he went about grieving is he crawled back into the bottle, like he always did, and the way she went about grieving was she blamed him because all he did was get drunk afterwards,
right.
thinking like, oh, he doesn't care. It's probably his. It was probably his idea. My father went on that tram and got blown up,
Right.
which again, like makes her hatred, at least in her eyes. And I actually love that Sinclair pretty much called her out on it. Like, you're not out for justice, you're out for blood.
Yeah,
And
this is
even
all
she
about
realizes it.
animosity for you.
It's just sad she couldn't see that her own man was the one that was undermining her authority there the whole time.
Right.
Mr. Cutter, who worked for the Home Guard.
And then also we once again see the
The what? Hello?
What?
I think we lost an Nihilus.
oh shit. We once again see the praying mantis crime lord.
Oh, yes.
Oh yeah.
You are police. Not anymore. I'm on the roof. You are still police. I guess we're not friends. That's something I do like about the praying mantis crime lord is like he knows people. Even Garibaldi, he's like, once this is over, you're still going to try to arrest me afterwards. I wonder if that's what happened off screen.
Probably, because I think we don't see him again after this. I think the puppet just got too expensive.
Who had the puppet that they couldn't afford him?
I don't know.
That's a question if we ever meet any of the staff of the show. The off chance we ever get a chance to meet JMS.
If I ever meet JMS, I'm gonna ask him, what the fuck, why did you do Lou Welsh dirty like that?
Well, to be fair, I'm certain the author did.
Except
all he did was approve.
It was based on a script by JMS.
Oh, wow. Yeah, that makes sense. Why'd you do him dirty? Like, yeah, so what are our thoughts on this episode?
Really good. Good character development for Garibaldi.
Oh, yeah.
It was a strong episode.
It showed him us how human he was.
And then we come to the final episode before I can pass out.
By any means... He didn't get much sleep last night. By any means necessary.
The strike episode.
And this one, is an episode about a strike.
And this one was like glorious Londo wave.
Was one of those guys Italian or just Mexican or something?
I think he was Mexican or Hispanic. The whole point being is that in this episode we get to see a little bit of Jakar's religious belief. He needed this
just general civilian life on B5.
He needed this particular plant called the Jaquan F, and he finds out after his gets lost in a shuttle crash because of equipment failure. Again, because the Senate refuses to provide B5 with proper equipment. He finds out that the only one who has a Jaquan F is Londo, and I'll share that clip right now.
Ambassador Valari.
What? Woohoo!
That was just Londo trolling him.
Oh, yeah. He was definitely trolling him. And
can you superimpose a troll face on him? That would make this even funnier.
Well, that's Nick's decision if he wants to do that.
Oh, yeah.
I'm gonna go see if Mitra.
Okay, but in regards to this whole Jaquan F situation, we find out that the reason Londo is withholding it from Jakar, because at first he's like, give me 500,000, cash. He's like, or 500,000 credits. He's like, okay, I'll agree to your terms. He's like, you know what? Instead, I'm just gonna put it in my drink and keep it as my
I'm going to smoke it. And get high.
It's basically a illegal substance you can inhale when put into the proper drink mixture. But the point is, oh God, I kind of have to envy Londo because he finally got payback for something that happened at the very beginning of the season. He says, "You think I forgot what happened to my nephew at Ragesh 3?" I'm like, ooh, okay, you're really hitting him hard through his religious beliefs.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
And then, as you know, because Sheridan can't, or not Sheridan, but because Sinclair. God, I gotta stop saying Sheridan. But because Sinclair can't get the funds necessary for the proper equipment for B5 and more workers, the workers are overworked, and the Senate is complaining because things aren't moving. So they bring in, God, what's the name of the pretentious guy's name?
Yeah, the man with the massive eyeballs.
It's like eyebrows. It's like Armin Zento, right?
Yeah, his eyeballs just keep bulging out the more angry he gets.
And well, the point is, this guy just screams pretentious, up your nose, I'm better than you type.
The longer his eyebrows go up, the angrier he becomes.
I may have no choice but to invoke the Rashag.
The longer the icon of sin stays on Earth, the stronger he becomes.
The longer the icon of sin stays on Earth, the stronger he becomes.
I assume this is a Doom reference, right?
Oh yeah,
Yes, it is.
absolutely.
I'm picking up the new Doom game tomorrow once I get paid.
God, I want to play
Excellent.
that game so bad.
It looks really cool.
It
And of
really
course, we
is.
got to hear some of
with
some of Jakar's religious singing. La ta bo.
Not too much different from the Alvina Malkanu during Yom Kippur.
It's his version of a Gregorian chant.
Like, what are you about to break into the Halo theme?
Oh my god! You know what? So much, Nick. Do you still have the video? You should take that clip and then just put the Halo theme over, either the beginning or the end, where he's doing the whoa.
I gotta do that.
No joke. I would do if we could splice the clips together. I would do a full video of it of them doing the theme.
Oh, I'll do it. I'll do it.
Even if it's just like a 10-15 second video, we could like make it a short or something like that.
Yeah, he's making his announcement, and then all of a sudden it just drops into the whole Halo theme.
Well, what you do is you splice his singing in with the Halo theme.
Gotcha.
That would have been very cool if he did sing something like that, though.
Well, Nick is gonna edit it, and I'll put it on the YouTube channel as a short.
I'll do it.
Nice.
If you want, I can provide the singing voice like like it.
Yeah, I just gotta find the right moment.
Sorry, we shouldn't be laughing at this, but at the same time, and anytime Jakar is involved, it's just a riot laugh.
He's just memeable. He's like one of the most memeable characters in the show.
It's ironic because again he becomes less of a comedic foil as the seasons go on, and more of like a character worthy of. Actually, he's still even when he's like a honorable character, he's still very much memeable at times. To be fair, he makes Londo a bit memeable as well. So yeah, so they end up
very different later on, but oh my god, he's a treat in the first season.
Absolutely. But so by the end of this whole situation, Sinclair's able to find a way. Like after the Zento guy enforces the Rush Act, it's able to give Sinclair the power he needs to reallocate military funds for better equipment and more workers. So the strike and the Rush Act actually allowed him the power to resolve the issues. Like, what was it that
a loophole?
I get the feeling that B5 was underfunded in safety equipment because no one really believed in its mission.
Yeah, but the point being is he managed to he had some of the best quotes there too. He's like he's like, when you give someone a loaded gun, you better be sure where he's going to point it.
Yeah.
And the same, he's always like, what she told you, stuff it. Because the Zento guy, he was mad. He's like, I have powerful friends in the Senate that are going to do it. And even Senator Hidoshi was like, you are not the most popular person.
Bro, you were playing Russian roulette, and Sinclair called heads.
Sinclair called heads when he called tails. Oh wow. It was another moment that earns this.
Oh, yes.
But also Jakar's thing gets solved too because
Compared
as
to
far as
the
Londo's concerned,
episode.
he's past the proper sunrise, and which I love that Sinclair is able to find a loophole there. Is like, technically the sunrise from 10 years ago, its light is finally hitting now. And then he has that ceremony where we can add the Gregorian chant. So thoughts on this episode? Satisfying?
Yeah, it was a very satisfying episode, especially towards the
Yeah.
end where Sinclair just finds a loophole with everything.
Yeah.
Like, well, since the Rorschach
Well,
is
by
being
the end of the
enacted,
episode, he's got 5 o'clock shadow and an open vest. He's like, I'm tired of this.
Although this raises a question: how many more accidents like that happened in the docking bay? I mean, B5 is pretty crowded, almost as crowded as something like the Citadel would be.
Quarter of a million people moving through a 5 mile long station.
Like
Basically, it's basically the equivalent of a small country.
Like even space gets traffic jams, and the area around B5 must be heavily congested.
Especially during the riot, you saw how many ships were parked outside.
Yeah,
and it's just like
But
the
it does
riot
make me
itself.
wonder if Zento has friends in the Psi Corps, if you know what I mean.
probably. I
Most
never
likely.
never rule out anything when it comes to the Psi Corps.
Yeah.
Or Bester.
Freaking-
My goodness.
freaking rebellion ass Big Brother looking piece.
I still
Oh.
stand by my statement. Why did the bad guys get all the cool suits?
Right?
Why can't we have a good guy dressed in black?
I'm now excited for us to get to and now for a word which is in season 2. It's the newscast episode, and there's a commercial for the Psi Corps. Oh my god, I'm looking forward to your reaction
Oh,
to
that one is hilarious. I love that.
Anything
We're
TV
everywhere,
related,
Johnny.
I'll enjoy.
We're everywhere, Johnny.
Well, yeah, and Nick, I know at some point you've probably seen propaganda news, be it like CNN or Fox News or something, where it's like clearly biased against some particular group or something like that.
Pretty
So-
much.
And that's honestly, when you watch that, you'll see just how biased against B5 they are in that particular episode.
Yeah, like the similarities are just like on the nose. It's like it's
Well,
literally
that's-
in your face.
That's a rough one to watch because it angers even the viewer. But how do we feel? Yeah, so we all loved By Any Means Necessary. Good episode.
Yes.
Yeah, I'd say
Next
it's a
time.
good one.
Next time we will discuss. We normally wouldn't do 5 episodes, but Annihilus insisted on finishing this DVD disc. So
It was bothering me. I'm sorry.
I understand. I understand.
OCD.
It actually worked out better because we ended up getting a whole like hour of discussion. I can't wait till we get to some of the meaty bits of the series because those are some of the stuff that's like.
We've got one coming up. Signs and portents.
Oh yeah, Nick, you are gonna love it. You are gonna ask questions by the end of that episode. You're gonna be like, "Okay, what was that? What's this guy doing? What's going on?" I'm looking.
You guys are hyping me up.
Oh, dude, this episode is worth the hype. It's the start of even greater questions to come that actually like determine what happens in the plot next. So.
Oh yeah,
You should just put in a photo of Nick asking, "Do you believe your own hype?" and then either JMS or the B5 DVD box saying, "I am the hype."
I am the hype. So, are we going to do another 5, or do we just want to do 4 this time?
4.
All right.
Let's go for 4 this time.
All right, let's go for 4.
4 to a disc.
So, this was fun.
4 episodes tonight, or
not tonight, CT. It's probably just going to be you and me and Nick if he's interested, because Annihilus is. I can tell he's tired. He's going to sleep.
I can tell from his end.
But yes, we're going to do 4 episodes, including Signs and Portents, and we're going to have a lot to say about Signs and Portents when we get there.
We're
What
not
if we
going
were
to
to-
watch all
what if
4
we were ever
episodes
to
at
do
once, but
video-
I'd like to discuss all 4 at once.
What if we were to do video chats on Star Wars or?
Well, this is why yeah, we are going to start doing streams on other stuff. Like for example, we still need to discuss we need to finish the approaching storm so we can discuss that.
I have an idea about that.
And maybe we could possibly do some canon or well, I don't know.
I mean, if we're interested.
I'm not. Sorry. But I'm looking forward to the game nights when we go through a bunch of the Clone Wars stuff through the games, like Republic Commando and Galactic Battlegrounds.
Well, I pretty much have all the short stories now because I found a few of them digitally. I still want to get some of the insiders though, so I can get the I can read us the HoloNet news and CIS shadow feed. We're still only 4 chapters into approaching storm, so we got time. But
I'm just glad
yeah,
that Galactic Battlegrounds plays nice on with Windows 11, but I guess that's thanks to GOG being awesome.
that is nice. So yeah, guys, thanks again for popping on for another wonderful discussion night. Sorry, CT, you were a little late.
I know I was. I need to get caught up on my own pace and watching time.
Well, the next 4 episodes are. Let me see here.
Signs of Importance. That's the big one.
Yeah, no, because I got to look at the episode guide so I know what we're dealing with here. So the next 4 episodes we're gonna watch. All right. Darn it! Where's the thing? I just looked at it. It's StreamYard.
I have to see if I can track down the Lurkers guide for you.
No, I'm just looking for the episode. Oh, here we go. All right, I found it. Because I keep a thing on the Wikipedia league.
Yep.
So, all right, so we're still in season 1. So the next ones are going to be Signs and Portents, which we're all looking forward to. TKO, which Annihilus is looking forward to and not looking forward to. It's a love-hate relationship with that episode. Grail, which that's one of my favorite underrated ones.
Oh, that's a good one.
And then Eyes.
I don't remember that one.
So this is Sinclair's decision of the last year. Catch up with him. Oh, I know which one this is.
Okay, yeah. I kind of remember now.
Yeah, I know which one that is. That one is
a popular boy back home.
Yeah, well that one is another person that's slighted against him because of the command he got. So, but yeah, we're looking forward to the next.
Everybody loves Raymond, but it's the everybody hates Sinclair hour.
Everybody hates Sinclair. I should say that. As in Chicago, everybody hates Sinclair. Okay. Everybody hates Sinclair.
Oh, everybody hates Sinclair.
Yes, everybody hates him, but we love him. My good
Not
friend.
me. He's a good friend. A very good friend.
Lando, the other day you said he. Sorry,
Here,
trying
who
to think
told
of funny.
you to talk?
Nobody told you to talk. You moon-faced assassin of joy.
You moon-faced assassin of joy. You better shut up before I shut you up myself.
All right, guys. Thanks again for coming on. I look forward to our next stream together. Thanks again to anybody who tuned in to watch. Looking forward to next big event. Yay! All right. Good night, Annihilus. CT, I'll see you in Discord. Nick, if you're interested, I'll see you there too.
Alrighty. Oh, I'm gonna hit the hay afterwards, so.
I get you. All right.
Alrighty.
Later, guys.
Nice joining this fine chat.
Excellent.
Excellent.